I don't know how the audio quality is. Can you check that real quick?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, you guys. Say hi, Sammy. Look at you're on the YouTubes. Say hi, Sammy. I gotta move this down a little bit. And that's better. Oh, it's just gotta refocus. Can you hear the audio quality?
It's good.
It's okay? Cool. You want to just scoot over then if you want to begin? Hi, everybody. Hi. Welcome back to Daily Spooktober. I don't know if you remember last year, but we were doing one horror movie every single day in October. And we're going to do that again this year. So super cool, super fun, super awesome times. Today, the very first day of October, so happy Halloween month. We did a child's horror movie because we also had Charlotte, who doesn't want to be in the video today. She's too busy doing something else. And this is Sammy's first horror review. Sammy, what'd you think? He's kicking. I think he kind of liked it. But yeah, we did Monster House today, right?
Mm-hmm. I keep wanting to say like Monster High or Monsters Inc.
Yeah, it's cut off.
I keep wanting to say Monsters High or Monsters Inc.
Yeah, that's a different franchise altogether. Here, I can move this up a little bit. There. He's not tired, and I don't know why. He's usually asleep by now.
He's
being a bum.
Yeah, he's nannies.
He will hopefully pass out soon.
The first thing, this is a list we came up with May 2020.
Oh, Bubba's here. Let's sit you like this.
Pat his back.
Yeah. There we go, Bubba's. Okay. So this is a live video, so we're not doing the standard, pre-recorded video, edited, blah blah.
So the first one's joke about movie.
Yeah. So I don't really have a joke. I will talk about the movie a little bit. This movie, I only know of. This is actually the first time I've ever watched this movie. It came out in 2006, but I know of it because it's a Dan Harmon movie. For any of you who don't know who that is, Dan Harmon's the guy who made the TV show Community. He's also the guy who helped create Rick and Morty. And he was super proud of this Monster House TV movie. What are we saying? Where's his phone?
I got it. I'll chime in.
Oh, Bubba's. I think he wants his Bubba's.
I'm gonna change this. Keep talking. I'm gonna chime in.
Okay. So yeah. Little did I know though, Rob Schrab, who is now one of the best directors in horror TV shows, also helped write this. He's also Dan Harmon's best friend, believe it or not. Yeah, Rob Schrab, Dan Harmon. Good job, 2006 for this kids movie. I don't know what I was expecting. The writing for sure was Dan Harmon. I could 100% see his writing in this. Like knowing, especially how many times I've watched Community.
Yeah, I've watched that show so many times.
Oh man, I could see his writing. This is set like a 1980s movie, and then paranormal stuff happens. Like with the dialogue and the bully, and nothing screamed 2006 to me. It all screamed 1980, which was kind of silly to me. And that's kind of the time frame, especially back then. If you've listened to Harmontown, the podcast from Dan Harmon, you can tell that he, in his writing at least, was stuck in certain times for his life, for his writing. Like he had tropes going on in his brain for his writing.
He made the girl character was a redhead.
Oh yes, and he loves redheads. So obviously the main female character, the main lead, is a redhead in the show. So first impressions, was it good? I'd say yeah. I say it still holds up. The writing is a little bit off at first, but once you get into it, once you get into the dialogue and you set your head in there, I don't think it's half bad. The only real complaint I have personally is the animation reminds me so much of Coco Melon, except without the creepy dead eyes. It's like
Cocomelon meets that one fucking weird show about the burgers.
about the burgers.
God, what was that show called?
Bob's Burgers?
No, like Mr. Meaty or something.
What? Mr. Meaty?
I have to look it up for you because it really reminds me.
You like Annoying Orange?
No, not Annoying Orange.
That was a crazy show. Did you think this movie was good?
Yeah, I mean.
Did you enjoy it? This is our first time seeing it, so.
I mean, I saw it like when I was 10.
Yeah, I mean, back when it first came out.
Look, Mr. Meaty.
I've never seen it.
You've never seen that weird show?
Claymation?
Yeah.
Like Gumby?
Yeah.
No, I never watched that. Charlotte, did you like the movie? Charlotte liked it. I guess that's all that matters. All right. Would you call this movie horror-tastic for kids? Because obviously it's a kids' horror movie.
For kids, yeah, it gives
You think there's a good...
It gives like a horror, like a personification to an inanimate object, that being the house.
Let me do a synopsis real quick of this movie for anyone who hasn't seen it. I always forget to do that. So this is a movie about this kid. He's the main character, and he lives across from. And everyone had this. I'm sure you did too. There's always the one house in the neighborhood, wherever it is, wherever a group of kids hangs out. There's always the one house in the neighborhood. It's like that's the house that you stay away from.
Yeah.
Like Sandlot had that house. Everything always has that house.
Mm-hmm.
You know. And I even had one growing up in Miami. Like that's just normal. You know, everyone has a house. You stay away from that house. Something bad's gonna happen if you go to the house, right? Kind of thing. And so the main character lives across the street from that house, and you know, everyone thinks he's paranoid because he thinks something's going on weird over there. He thinks the homeowner is like a crazy serial killer guy, murdered his wife, ate his wife, some craziness. Come on, Blue. Blue gets to make another appearance. And blah, blah, blah. You know, standard stuff. Come to find out the house is crazy.
House is alive.
It's alive. The house is fully, definitely alive. His dude's ex-wife sold.
Ex.
Well, they're not really married anymore. She died.
They didn't get divorced.
He's a widower.
His widowed wife.
No, his wife is dead. He's the widower. She's not widowed. He's still alive.
His dead wife.
Yeah. His now ex-wife is now possessed the house, and he is only mean to try to keep kids away. So he's actually the good guy.
Yeah.
Because she hates children and wants to eat them because she was a giant eating carnival freak.
She was just a giant lady who didn't like
and
kids.
She was famous for eating and doing sideshows.
It's so weird when you explain it like out loud. Like you sound like
a crazy person.
Yeah, you're like, what movie were you watching?
Definitely Dan Harmon is writing. So they have to save the day. The crotchety old guy comes back and he helps the kids. He's like, my wife has to move on to the other side, kind of deal that you saw coming. After, you know, having a run-in with the house and trying to eat the kids and you know, everything is back to normal. Yeah.
So basically, it's like in phases, like, oh, the house is alive, and then, oh, the house is his wife. And
I feel like I've seen this movie, but not this movie. I feel like this movie has been written like 5 times. Like a version of this movie. A house that comes alive and is eating people, and they have to stop it.
Really?
I feel like something like that has been written many times before. No? Am I just making things
like
up?
Haunted houses, but not really like the house is chasing them down the street.
Yeah, that was a good part. Huh. But yeah, so would you call this horror-tastic? I'd say it's horror-tastic for kids. I think it holds up for children. There's a couple of jump scares, you know. I think they'd get kids if
like
you
in theaters.
Yeah, especially if it's big screen. But if you're like into scary movies, if you're like any kind of a grown up who's not terrified of scary movies, this is just gonna seem like another movie. Like I feel like Scooby Doo has more jump scares than this is.
Yeah, Scooby Doo's scarier.
Um,
For sure.
However, the main part that I would call this horror-tastic is when they're in the basement and homeboy, the kid, what's the kid's name? DJ falls on top of the now encased wife, who's encased in concrete, touches her nose to his nose, and she like crumbles and her skeleton's right there. That's
Her
very
skeleton
horror-tastic.
is really big too.
Oh yeah, she's giant boned. She's big boned. That's the joke. You know the joke?
Yeah,
I'm not
Dan
fat,
Harmon.
I'm big boned. Yeah.
Dan Harmon.
Yeah, Dan Harmon got the jokes. No, I feel like I can't believe that made it past like the censors. Like, there's a wife buried in the basement. There's no way that that's not illegal at all. Like, in some states, sure, you could bury people in the backyard.
What I was thinking, like,
She was literally murdered, and he just let it go.
The way that she fell, like, you have to let the cement dry, you know?
Yes.
Like, and
she died on
he
impact, and the
he
cement
just
fell on top of her.
Fully let her, like,
And
go.
he was like, God, she's dead.
Yeah, he was like...
Like, his wife, they're building this house, right?
You sound crazy.
They're in the middle of building this house. She gets an egg thrown at her, falls into the basement that isn't done getting finished, tries to grab onto something, grabs this cement mixer, like
and turns it on.
It was already on, but she like pours it. She like pulls the handle and it pours. And for some reason, they're a story up, pouring cement down a story into the basement. And I guess she has to have died on impact. And then the cement fell on top of her, and her husband just like, dang, my wife died.
Like it was like instant, like quick drying cement,
yeah,
like quicksand or something, and she was just gone.
Instant hardened cement. I don't know, that whole situation. Like, how do you not call the cops? How is there a wife in the basement fully? And it's not like she's buried under the cement. It's like there's the cement, and her body is over the cement with more cement on top of her.
We're not even talking about the part where she was like locked in a cage, and he like brought her home. Like,
he tried to save her from the freak show life.
I know, but he like
that was sweet.
He hitched up his truck to her trailer and drove her home in the trailer.
I mean, he didn't have the key. He had to go home and get his tools. Sure.
That was kind of sweet, though.
I can get that was the sweet part. But the whole thing, like literally, it's like as if you laid down on your concrete and they got concrete poured over you. It's a human-shaped concrete.
You were like, all right, I guess this is my ending now. Like, I'll just let the concrete die and I'll fucking pass away.
It didn't make any sense, Dan Harmon. I get it's a kid's movie, but like the whole that is the scariest part to me. Just because, like, you have to think about that when you see that. Like, you just watch her fall into this hole, and then the concrete get poured on top of her. Your brain goes, oh, yeah, so she's covered in concrete. And then you're, like, a second later, you're like, wait a minute, that's not going to kill you. How was she in the basement covered in concrete from that?
He made a shrine out of it.
Yeah, it's not cool. Not cool. What was wrong with the movie? Well, I can't really give too much about this because it's a kid's movie. I'm not gonna say shit on a kid's movie. Be like, all these things were wrong for a kid. Like I watched Goosebumps.
Animation style could have been a little less creepy.
I think that was the point, though. I think the animation was supposed to be creepy. Like even the kids look like they're 40. Like that's a little creepy. I feel like the parents looked younger than the kids at times.
Yeah, like they had a more youthful glow.
The only adult who looked older than the kids was the old
kid. Looks like he drives his fucking car to a 9 to 5 days a week.
He's just
drinks black coffee in the morning.
He looks old. The main character, DJ.
I don't think there's any.
Who was your favorite character? Chowder. Oh, the best friend's name is Chowder. I thought that was an insult. The first time the dad called the best friend Chowder, because he's a fat kid, I didn't think that was his name. I was like, oh my God. Like the first time we meet this kid, we're insulting his weight? Why? And no, it's his name. And then I was like, oh, maybe that's where they got the name Chowder from for the TV show, and they just based the show on it. That's how my brain works. My favorite character was the crushy old man.
Mr.
Snooty Crackers.
Sneever Cracker.
It was something like almost racist. His last name. It was like Never Cracker. Instead of Never Cracker, it was like Never Cracker. Like, I'm never having crackers around me. Crotchy old white man. What was your favorite scene in the movie?
Probably the end where the babysitter Z leaves Bones.
She didn't leave him though. She goes, "Wait, Bones." You didn't hear that?
No.
Where she was like with Skull, the nerd, who was talking about his like D&D campaign. She was like trying to make Bones jealous, but then Bones walks away and she goes, "Wait, Bones!" and like chases after him. So that means she left Skull.
Oh, she did? I didn't catch that part.
Yeah, maybe sad too.
Oh, and then also the part where they touch the uvula and Chowder's
The house has a uvula.
And Chowder's like, oh, so it's a girl house.
It's a girl house.
Like confusing uvula for vulva or vagina.
Or uterus.
Or uterus.
Chowder's just supposed to be a dumb fat kid. I think my favorite scene is either when the house is running through the neighborhood, because it uses trees as arms / legs, and just starts
Yeah, it's
like loses its complete basement completely. Like it's just gone. It's not connected to the house anymore.
No foundation at all.
It just starts running through the neighborhood. No one else sees it. Like no one just like freaked out in the middle of Halloween.
Giant noise.
Yeah, it's literally crashing through other buildings. There's no kids trick-or-treating for some reason. That's the whole point of the movie. The whole point of the movie was we have to get this, hurry up and do this so we can go trick-or-treating.
No. So
that's all Chowder wanted to do.
So other trick-or-treaters didn't come to the house.
Yes. But it's like nighttime. Like, why are the trick-or-treaters not out already? Where are the parents? How does no one see a house running through the neighborhood? 2 cops got eaten. A teenage boy? I think that kid was like 25. Dating that teenage Bones. I think Bones was like 25. So that was a good scene. What else? I liked. I don't know. I guess that would have to be my favorite scene. Blah 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 blah. Fun facts. I don't have my phone. Do you have your phone? IMDbing it. Let's see. What other scene was pretty good?
It was Never Cracker.
Yeah, it was Never Cracker.
N-E-B-B-E-R Cracker.
It sounds pretty racist,
That was
Dan.
Steve
Buscemi. That's a fun fact for you. That was Steve Buscemi. The cops are kind of jerks, but that's on par. Especially with how Dan Harmon thinks about cops. Any good fun facts?
Officer Lister, the rookie one, was Nick Cannon.
That was Nick Cannon?
Yeah.
Dang.
Nick Cannon and Kevin James.
I knew Kevin James was the white cop. I didn't know the black cop was Nick Cannon. That's funny. That's a good fun fact right there. This is on Nick Cannon's portfolio. It's pretty funny. That's probably back when he was still doing Nickelodeon show. He was Nick for Nick Cannon. What? What, Bubba's? Oh, Sammy. You're tired. You shouldn't have woken up again, little boy.
So as of 2018, I mean, this is the only motion capture film to feature an entirely original story and not be based on existing source material.
Really?
Yeah.
I hope you guys heard that. As of 2018, it's the only mocap based on original source material.
Yeah, Monster House takes place in 1983.
Ah, I was right. 1983. Haha. I got you, Dan
The
Harmon.
first animated film to be made using Sony's animation rendering software.
That's pretty interesting. I don't like the animation style, but the animations were pretty good. It was all pretty smooth. House like 8 stuff.
Oh, you'll like this.
Good.
The tricycle scene at the beginning of the movie is a homage to Stanley Kubrick's film rendition of Stephen King's The Shining.
That makes a lot of sense.
Mhm.
What, Bubba's? You're tired, I know. All right, so finally, our recommendation.
Oh wait, no, this is a funny one.
Oh.
For the German version of the film, Bones, Skull, and Chowder have been renamed Punk, Freak, and Ketchup.
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 Nice. Instead of chowder. That's awesome. Bones, Freak. Wait, what is it? Freak,
And Ketchup.
Ketchup, and Punk.
Yep. Punk,
Nice.
Freak, and Ketchup.
Nice. So what would you rate this movie?
For a kids movie, like I would rate it like 4 out of 5 spooks.
I would also. So we got it 8 out of 10 spooks. Definitely watch this. Dan Harmon, Rob Schrab, you guys did a great job. Thank you for that. Sammy, you want to say bye? Come here. Come here. You come say bye. Come say bye to the Dirty Nerdy Geek Squad. Oh, chubby boy. You believe he's 3 months old? This boy is over 2 feet tall. He is over 15 pounds. Full of love. He's a giant boy. He's a giant boy. Bye, squad. Peace out. Peace out, homies. Peace.